The demon boar, or commonly known as babi ngepet in Indonesia, is infamous for stealing. The demon boar is basically a human being who learned black magic in order to have the ability to gain riches quickly. To do this, however, they must give up their humanity and transform into a boar. When the person has shapeshifted, they will be able to steal all kinds of material goods just by scratching its body onto walls, doors, and cupboards. The items will then be transported into a sack where another person is guarding a lit candle floating on a basin filled with water. This other person does not turn into a boar, however, but plays an important role. They will have to stay home and protect the flame of the candle. If the flame wavers, fades, or is almost out, the shapeshifter might be in danger or have been caught by the villagers. Another possibility is that they are done stealing and returned into their human form. It is said that to have this ability, you would have to learn from a juru kuncen, in other and simpler terms, a keeper of a sacred place. They would go through several rituals until the student receives the ability. Of course, there's always a logical explanation to its origins. Based on historian Kunto Wijoyo, these beliefs came from farmers who back in the day would have a hard time expanding their wealth. To expand their wealth means to widen their farming area, which requires a lot of money and strenuous physical work. Hence, they would definitely be suspicious if someone in their village can obtain a lot of money without having to do any kind of physical hard work. As the farmers would have limited knowledge, they would connect this information with local superstition, and that's how the demon boar myth came to life. But would this superstition be believable in this day and age? Well, recently, the capture of a demon boar became headline news in Indonesia and bewildered the entire nation into thinking, is this even real? Hi, my name is Vita, and today we're going to talk about the demon boar hoax, or as my fellow Indonesians say, babi ngepet. Demon boar or babi ngepet cases have actually been reported in prior years, but none have been proven valid. In mid-2020, a CCTV video of a supposed demon boar went around various social media. Two local residents of Sukma Jaya Administrative District of Depok City were out on their night patrol duty when approximately at 1 in the morning, a boar was seen walking around the neighborhood. The two men started chasing but failed to catch it. However, the most recent and viral case happened around the month of May in 2021 in the urban village of Badahan of yet again Depok City. But this latest case is unique and somehow went absolutely viral. So this is what happened. So the residents of Badahan village have been complaining that money stored safely in their home kept going missing. However, there were conflicting reports given by the residents. Some sources say that multiple residents lost money, but some also claim that only one person had lost a total of 2 million rupiahs in two different incidents. Unfortunately, which report is true is not quite certain. However, the point is that within this neighborhood, people have lost money from the comfort of their own home with no idea who or what caused it. Fed up with the problem, the residents started to vent amongst each other, and one man by the name of Adam Ibrahim was around to listen. Adam is a religious teacher, very well known by the residents to teach about the Quran. A lot of the residents look up to him as he is one of the many outstanding citizens of that area. He remarked that because the perpetrator has never been seen and caught, then this must be the doings of supernatural entities. He is certain that a demon boar is the true culprit. Of course, this statement shocked the residents and made them cower in fear. Like I said before, the demon boar myth was very well known in Indonesia. Of course, the pandemic played a role in it as well. Many families suffered immense financial damage, and the thought of protecting what little money they have from a supernatural being just made them even more restless. Whether it is actually a demon boar or just a mere thief does not matter. It just adds another layer of fear during this uncertain time, and frankly, nobody needs and deserves that. So, a few of the men who were talking about this problem decided to put this matter into their own hands. They decided that they should try and capture the boar to put a rest on people's concerns. Adam is also certain that with his knowledge and faith in his religion, he can capture the demon boar. And this is a couple of weeks after their initial discussion. So what happened? Well, according to an unnamed resident of the area, a few people had been keeping watch for a boar roaming around the neighborhood. For the last 2 weeks, the Bedahan residents had tried to capture it, but they failed. And do you know why they failed? Because they weren't naked. What's that you hear? Yep. That's right, my friends, because they weren't naked. So, based on the demon boar myth, in order to catch the demon, you have to be unclothed. If you're fully dressed, all proper and dapper, the demon won't be visible to the, dare I say, naked eye. So toss out modesty and strap on some birthday suits because we're gonna catch some ghost. Okay, I love Indonesia, man, but all jokes aside, some sources say that 4, some say 8 people have decided to lay it all bare. And at around 11 p.m., 3 unknown people arrived riding a motorcycle. One of them was dropped off nearby a resident's house and said to have started the ritual of turning into a boar. They refrained from apprehending the person in its human form just so that they could prove that this person can shapeshift and harm people. The residents waited until he fully transformed and chased the boar around with a cloth. It was said that the group kept chasing the boar for quite a while, and they also mentioned that the boar was really big and had a cloth necklace around its neck. Once the necklace fell off the boar's neck, it started to lose its power and slowed down. That's when the group, including Adam, caught the source of the problem. Just to remind you all that this is during the peak of the pandemic, where social distancing was highly implored in Indonesia. Granted, at the present moment, everyone is starting to go out more, but a year ago, the situation was grave, and everyone, at least the ones that I know of, were super duper careful and cautious not to bring the virus home. But I guess it didn't apply here. So, I bet you're all wondering on what the boar looks like. Behold, the frightful demon boar. Wait, that's just a cute normal piglet. Because it is. So, of course, the hero of the story is Adam, and let's not forget the men in their birthday suits. They were willing to sacrifice their time and sleeping schedule to save a residential area from the frightful demon boar, so that no one will fall victim to its dark supernatural powers. But little did they know, the residents of Bedahan and the rest of Indonesia fell victim to a silly ruse orchestrated by none other than Adam himself. Not much about Adam Ibrahim is known. What I can find online is that he's married with children, he owns a small tutoring business focused on teaching religion, and due to his profession, he has gained a fair amount of respect from his community. As we know, a few weeks before the whole thing went viral, the residents have been complaining about losing money. Through talking amongst the other residents, they have concluded that this must not be the act of a human being. The reasoning for this is because none of them have seen the culprit. Throughout this conversation, Adam was present to listen, and the residents of course asked for his opinion. He agreed that this could be an act of the supernatural, so he told them that he would be able to capture the entity, knowing full well that he does not have the knowledge or even the power to do so. Adam chose a few people to be in on the lie. Unfortunately, who these people are have not been disclosed by the authorities. They pretended to be trying to capture the boar, and when they didn't succeed, they used the "we weren't in our birthday suits" argument. But if we go back to the other demon boar incident, these two people definitely saw a boar and they were fully clothed. So if we use their logic, this boar is definitely not a demon, just a normal boar passing through, probably looking for food. Right? Of course, because there is no demon boar. But we already know that. So come the day when they would play out their ruse, Adam pooled money with another person and bought a piglet from a hunting community via WhatsApp. He then tasked a neighborhood boy to pick it up, saying that he bought a sack of fruit and needed someone to get it. How did the boy not know that it was a living thing baffles me. I mean, at some point, the piglet would have moved and it would have alerted him. I don't know. So many questions with so little answers. So, when the sack of fruit arrived in the late afternoon, Adam had already instructed a few men to be on guard at several posts of the village and told them to also not wear a shirt. not bare naked, but just not wearing a shirt. He also alerted the head of the neighborhood as well as the villagers to not go outside or even peek from their windows, as it could be dangerous for them and it might affect the whole hunt, which is a blatant lie. When nighttime fell, Adam put on a black hoodie and pants and walked out of his home while carrying the sack of fruit. He walked towards the edge of the village, and once he feels that he is far enough from the center of the village, he decided to let the piglet go. And just like that, the men who were on guard started to chase around the piglet. The next morning, a cage was already prepared for the piglet, and, well, a show was held. Just a disclaimer, if you guys are sensitive toward animals in distress, animals in pain, please, by all means, you can click off right now because there are some depictions that I will explain. I'm not going to show anything. I'm not going to show any of the animals being hurt, but I am going to explain what's going to happen. So if you guys feel that you can't see those kind of things or hear those kind of things, please click off. I totally get it. I understand. This impacted me too. The only victim in this case is truly the boar, the piglet, and frankly, I don't care about the other people. Adam took upon himself to explain the whole ordeal to the villagers. Prepared with a portable mic and speakers, he casually told the people that this is the demon boar that had terrorized the community. At around noon, they decided to kill the piglet. I'm not gonna tell you guys how they did it. It was shown. It's actually part of their plan because what they had intended was to wait for anyone to claim the piglet, meaning they were waiting for anyone to claim the person who had shapeshifted into the piglet. And if anyone would claim the piglet, they would finally understand who the culprit is in their human form, which is of course not true because they bought the piglet. So this is cruel, just absolutely cruel. The head of the piglet was then buried. Then they also stated that the head will turn into a human head within 24 hours, which did not happen as the police dug up the grave and saw that nothing had changed, adding proof that this was all just a prank. The true victim, again, is truly the piglet that did nothing wrong and was definitely terrified throughout the whole thing just because a bunch of dudes wanted to become a viral sensation. He confessed that he wasn't of sound mind at the time and he just wanted people to cease being worried and stop complaining about their missing money. And through his interrogation with the prosecutors, most of the things that he mentioned were proven to be all lies. During the talk in front of the villagers, he kept saying that the boar was originally really big, but after his group caught it, it shrank due to losing its supernatural power, which is a blatant lie as we know that he had bought a piglet. He initially wanted to buy an actual boar, but it was too expensive and perhaps too cumbersome to manage. There were also witnesses who mentioned that they saw 3 men doing the ritual. This was actually hearsay. A citizen caught glimpse of Adam while wearing his black attire through their window, and this information traveled through the grapevine and became 3 people riding a motorcycle. One of them got down and starting doing a ritual. All of the things were cleared up during the interrogation, but I'm not going to talk about all of them as it's going to take up a lot of our time, and trust me, it's going to frustrate the hell out of all of us. What he didn't plan was how his little ruse became nationwide news, but that's not what the City of Depok Commissioner Imran Edwin Siregar thinks. He surmised that Adam's true motive was to gain popularity and become viral so that his tutoring business could be put on the map and gain more customers, leading to more profit. So his excuse about ceasing the concerns of the residents is basically just a lie to make him look better. In the end, he wanted to make more money and be a famous religious teacher. There were many people involved in this elaborate prank, but Adam insisted that he was the sole mastermind and the people that were involved had no idea about it, which is highly debatable. But since writing the script, the police hasn't mentioned any new suspects. During this whole debacle, and as the incident was almost reaching its peak viral moment, a woman by the name of Wati couldn't help not to ride the wave and enjoy her 15 minutes of fame. She told the media that she suspected her very rich neighbor to be the demon boar. Her reason was, get this, how could these people be so rich but none of them can be visibly seen working? They just stay at home and they have a lot of money. Yeah, Amazing, isn't it? She claims to also have supernatural powers and has thrown something to their house, and we just need to wait and see the results for ourselves. Spectacular. Well, her fame didn't last though, as people pointed out that blatantly accusing someone as a criminal with supernatural powers with no proof is punishable by law. This little incident actually blew up the case even more, but not because people believed that a demon boar did really exist. However, it blew up due to the sheer amount of buffoonery that was going on. From the obvious piglet to the amount of inconsistencies and hearsays, as well as the absurd accusation towards a wealthier neighbor, the amount of people that were curious and visited the village was phenomenal. What was more phenomenal was the amount of people who believed that it was an actual demon boar. This just paints a sad picture on how many Indonesians still lack critical thinking. University of Indonesia sociologist Imam Prasojo stated that the aspect of critical thinking hasn't developed well. When presented with something at face value, many Indonesians will take this as fact without even considering other logical facts or challenging the very idea of it. This might be due to the weak educational system that does not put forward the act of verifying certain statements and providing empirical evidence to an incident such as this one. He suggests that it is high time for Indonesians to question things that they see or hear from the wide web so as to not be a victim of a hoax or, even worse, scams. As for Adam, he has been caught and is possibly facing 10 years of imprisonment. As of writing this, the trial of the demon boar hoax is still in process. What about Wati, our friendly neighborhood gossiper? Well, she has been shunned from the village and is no longer welcome. And that is the case of the demon boar hoax that shook Indonesia. Thank you so much for watching. Please do leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed it. It helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.